This is Hot Mic. Hot Mic. On the networks of WDAY. Here's Dom Izzo.
Welcome back, everybody. Hour 2 on this Friday morning, ready to rock and roll. Before we get out of here, at least for myself, for a little vacation, and at least for the weekend. We chatted about it off the top of the show, what went down with the NBA draft last night. We know Devils Lakes Grant Nelson signed a free agent deal with the Brooklyn Nets. We were also waiting on one other local guy that was got to get a shot at pro basketball, and we just found out what's going to happen with West Fargo's Jacksen Moni. He'll be playing with the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Summer League coming up in just a couple weeks. And how about that for timing, is the man joins us now to chat about that. It's great to see you, bud. Congratulations. Give us the lowdown. How did this come about with the Spurs?
Yeah, so obviously after the end of the draft, my name wasn't called. And then my agent had reached out about a couple of teams about the possibility of playing Summer League with a couple of teams. And he just thought it was in my best interest that I would play with the Spurs. And that's kind of how that happened.
Describe what this process has been like. I know we'll get to the workouts because I know you've been working out for some teams as well. Just last night, were you nervous? What were the emotions of how the night played out last night?
I was a little nervous, obviously, but I think for me, just the biggest thing was just staying confident, knowing that my time would come, and I'm just blessed with the opportunity to play with the Spurs in the Summer League.
So what did your agent tell you about this opportunity? Basically, just it's a tryout, go out there and wow them as best you can?
Essentially, yeah. If you think about it, the NBA is a pretty exclusive club where not a lot of guys can make it. So I think the biggest thing for me is just going out there and playing my game and trying to shock the Spurs about the talent that I have.
For people that don't follow the game super closely, Jacksen, can you describe what Summer League is and what your opportunity is going to be here in a couple weeks?
Yeah, so it's basically a big showcase for a lot of NBA prospects, a couple overseas guys, and just a show basically where you can just go out there and kind of prove to the world about how you play. There's a lot of like NBA players that go out there, a lot of scouts, GMs, etc. So just to showcase what I can do.
Is this almost like going back to AAU ball? What this is going to be like, basically, because you were trying to get college coaches to recruit you. This is almost something similar.
Essentially, yeah. I haven't really thought about it in that way, but now that you say that, it's essentially the same thing.
How excited are you for it? And also balancing, not trying to be, put the weight of the world on your shoulders for each and every time you're out there and you get the ball in your hands.
Yeah, it's just an opportunity, knowing that I won't have as many opportunities as I did at NDSU, where the ball is in my hand majority of the time. So especially with times like that, where just being able to showcase different parts of my game, really highlight that more on the defensive side, or grab more rebounds, just anything like that. And then when the ball does come my way, just trying to maximize that opportunity.
All right, so let's go through what the last month and a half has been like, because you've been traveling, you've been working out. Give us the lowdown on what the last 6-7 weeks have been like for you.
Yeah, it's been pretty hectic and also pretty draining at the same time, where, you'll fly to a city, you'll work out, and then the next day you'll fly to another city and work out. So, for me, I'm just glad to be back home with friends and family, just kind of soaking that time in with them. And then obviously having to go to the San Antonio a little bit, start training camp with that. But again, I think for me, it's just a surreal feeling. Never really thought I'd be in this position, but again, I feel like that's what hard work and dedication to the sport of basketball will do for you.
I know you got a chance to work out with Memphis. Can you give us a couple other teams you had a chance to work out for?
Yeah, so I worked out with Memphis. I worked out with both the LA teams, Utah, Detroit, Milwaukee, Houston, Brooklyn Nets. I'm missing a couple, but those were
the Spurs one of them too? Did they work you out or no?
Actually, no.
Yeah,
I didn't.
That's
so
interesting how that works. Give us. We're talking with Grant about this yesterday. Inside the workout, what that actually goes. Are you playing basketball? Are you running? What does the actual workout consist of?
Yeah, obviously it's different for every team, but it essentially just kind of consists of like a lot of testing, more of like your vertical, your speed, a lot of force plates, jumps, and then it's just a variance of either a one-on-one, 3-on-3, and then some teams even do conditioning at the end. So just the biggest thing for me going into those workouts is just trying to be in the tip-top shape, the best shape I can possibly be. So
Do you get any feedback from them? Do hey, we liked you, or is that something they communicate through your agent? Or is there any one-on-one communication you get?
a little bit. I mean, you have interviews with the teams either before or the end, but a lot of that communication really just goes to the agent, and then the agent will kind of relay that message back to me.
Well, obviously, must have got some positive feedback. What did your agent tell you through the workouts of what teams were saying about you?
I mean, they just like the versatility part. Being 6'10", being able to pick and pop, facilitate. I think that not a lot of guys can do that. So a lot of agents, or excuse me, scouts really enjoyed that part. So that's most of the feedback that I got from them.
You mentioned health-wise, and that's the biggest thing. I already got 2 emails knowing you were going to come on to ask about your health, and because we haven't had a chance basically to chat since the season ended, to take us back to late February, early March, and what went down with your hand and your wrist.
Yeah, so essentially, I mean, my wrist had been bothering me a lot of the season, so I ended up just getting an MRI just to make sure everything was okay. And it kind of concluded that I had a break in my scaphoid. So, I mean, just talking with Dave and close family and friends, they just thought the best opportunity for me was just get surgery on it as soon as possible. So I ended up doing that. Obviously, missed the last senior night and then the tournament. But I mean, just for me, a lot of that recovery it took about 8 weeks, just a lot of like motion and strengthening stuff. But I mean, I'm feeling pretty good right now.
So the flip side of that, if you decide, could you have tried to play through it? But the flip side is you wouldn't be ready now, correct?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I tried playing on it, but again, like it got to a point where it was hard. It was difficult to shoot, difficult to pass, and I just didn't think that it was fair to my teammates to keep pushing myself like that. Especially just the way I felt like I wasn't having a lot of impact on the game.
I want to go back. I think the game in Grand Forks, I could maybe sense something was bothering you. Was that when it was at its height of how it was really painful and it's affecting me now?
Yeah, no, for sure. I mean, just little things like dribbling, passing, shooting is kind of where I really felt it. Obviously, I felt it a couple games before that, but that was probably at its peak.
How gutting was it to see the Summer League tournament game play out the way it did, where you guys are ahead for most of it, and how it flipped on its head basically in the last 2 minutes?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, obviously, I don't want to be on the bench watching that. I wish I was out with my teammates, helping them out. But again, I think it's just I mean, it was a great experience for me, great experience for the guys that are returning, and I hope that they can learn from that and build off that for the next upcoming season.
So right now you're 100% in terms of
Yep.
okay. When did you start feeling you were close to 100%? How it can't be that long ago, right?
Yeah, I would say probably like close to like a week before the G League camp. I would say around there.
You got invited to that in Chicago. So give us what that experience was like, and basically and showing yourself off with the couple days in Chicago for the G League Invite Camp. What was that experience like?
I mean, it was great. There's a lot of top tier basketball players there. A lot of interviews with different teams. Ultimately, just a great experience for me to kind of go out there and experience that. And I feel like that's ultimately helped me kind of put me into the position I'm at right now.
Have you had a chance now that this is, and I know it's fresh still, to think about, okay, I've been dreaming about this since I was a kid. Now I got a shot to do it?
Not necessarily. I think for me, just living in the present, not really trying to think about too much into the future. I mean, that's kind of how I've lived my basketball career, and I just kind of want to keep it the same way, knowing that I'm this close. And I mean, just doing anything that I can today that will ultimately help me in the future has kind of been my mindset.
We
Going
chatted
forward.
about this time last year, bud, about transferring from Northern State here. If I would have told you this time last year professional basketball is going to happen, would you have believed me?
Honestly, probably not. I don't think I don't think I'd be in this position today. But again, I think that's just with hard work, dedication, and then my shout out to my coaches and teammates for kind of putting me in this position, helping me get to this point.
I know it didn't end the way you wanted to, but can you encapsulate the year you spent at NDSU and what you got out of it?
I mean, it was great. I mean, I learned a lot of different things from Coach Richmond and his staff. I made lifelong friendships at NDSU that'll last forever. So I mean that one year was, I mean, one of the best times of my life in terms of just being a college student and then playing basketball. So I just want to thank them for welcoming me into their home, especially with the transfer portal being how it is. And I mean, I felt like we were able to make the most of it throughout the year.
Was it what you thought it would be, Jackson? Get a chance to come home, be by your daughter, and experience what you would hope? Was it what you thought it would be?
Honestly, I didn't know what to expect.
Yeah.
But I think it lived up to the moment, just being able to be at home, being a father figure for Sky, and then also playing basketball, two things that I wanted to do in my college career, and I was able to do that.
There's two games that stand out to me I want to ask you about. The Santa Clara game and obviously the Butler game. Where do those rank for you personally, how you played and the memories you made in each of those games?
For sure. I would say they're definitely up there. Um, I think it was just a classic Dave Richmond team, showing resilience and our toughness throughout the game. But I mean, those games in particular, I mean, they're going to stand out to me in my college career for sure.
The fact of playing basketball not that long ago, West Fargo, Cheyenne, and now get a chance to go and do this. I know you're thinking in the moment, but just when you have a second, like, man, this has been quite the journey.
No, for sure. I mean, I feel like my journey's been a little unorthodox compared to everybody else's. Going Division II for 3 years and then transferring up to Division I for my last year. So I mean, I think the biggest thing for me is just being thankful. I mean, I've got a great supporting cast with me that want to see me do the best I can. So I mean, it's definitely just a surreal feeling.
Speaking of surreal, I got to go back to that night in Sioux Falls because you guys are coming out on the floor, and I knew you weren't going to play. I didn't know about Jakari either, and each of you had similar injuries. Just can you describe what those few days were like after the season ended, knowing you have a broken wrist and then he did as well?
Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. So I mean, I ended up getting surgery on it. I came back and they said that Kari had broke the same bone in the same wrist that I had. So I mean, we were able to kind of just like go off each other, knowing that like, I mean, PT is going to be the same. Just really just encouraging each other that I mean, once we're back, we're going to come back better and stronger. But yeah, it was definitely surreal. Just coming and weird, honestly, just seeing that. Unfortunate that it happened, but I mean, I think Kari will do just fine in the future.
Now, the fact how many everybody spreads now, can you still stay in touch, especially how, there ended up being 7, 8, or 10 guys that ended up leaving, 3, obviously yourself moving on, that there were 7 other guys who moved to different spots. Do you try and stay in touch, or how difficult is that?
No, for sure. I mean, I try to keep in touch with a lot of the guys, just kind of checking up on them and seeing how they're doing. And kind of like I said before, just I mean, making those lifelong friendships. In my one year at NDSU, I feel obligated to kind of just check on them, making sure they're doing all right, checking up on their situation. But I mean, a lot of guys love it. And I mean, we got a group chat that we still communicate with each other every day through.
For the couple of the guys that are holding over, Trayson Anderson comes right to mind. You got to see him up close. How can this kid be pretty special if it comes to fruition here?
I do. I mean, I truly do. I think that there's times in practice where he was killing, and I think honestly, like he doesn't understand like how good he can become. And I think the coaching staff sees that, and I believe that they'll bring it out of him, and he'll have a pretty good year this upcoming year.
Dave was telling me before I let you go, Bud, that Damari was killing you guys at the end of the season. How accurate is that? Because Bison fans remember what he can do. What was he like back on the floor at the end of practice at the end of the season?
No, I can confirm that. I mean, it got times where it got bad. Damari was really feeling himself, making shots. So, I mean, what Dave is saying is definitely true. And again, I mean, I'm expecting him to have a big breakout year. But I mean, I'm just proud of the guy for his resilience and having that injury, having to sit out for a year is tough. But I mean, he never complained, he never quit. So he'll definitely have a great year this upcoming year.
All right, last thing before I let you go, give us the timetable or what you know from what the Spurs or your agent have told you of what the next couple weeks will look like.
I mean, not too much, honestly. Obviously, it's still new. Figured this information out yesterday. So, I mean, again, kind of like I said before, just heading down there next week, having training camp. They've got like 2 different summer league classics essentially. So not too much. I mean, again, just trying to control what I can control and trying to get better every day.
It's great to see you, bud. Congratulations. Thanks so much for making time for us this morning. Good luck over the next couple of weeks, and we'll catch up soon, all right?
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Great to see you. There he goes. Jacksen Moni, West Fargo Cheyenne alum, Northern State, North Dakota State standout, finding out just about a half hour ago that he's going to be playing with the San Antonio Spurs in NBA Summer League beginning in just a couple weeks. And what a crazy ride it's been over just the last couple of months. You go back to what happened at the end of the regular season. Won't forget it, that we're getting ready for our final broadcast. Bison are playing South Dakota, and Jackson's not dressed, not warming up. And I knew that, and I've been told this, that his wrist had been bugging him, and it had been bugging him since early in the season. In fact, he missed a couple games early in the year and had no idea to the extent of how bad it was until we got to Sioux Falls the following week, and we had heard, and I think we had talked about it, heck, nonstop on the program, and those remember, it's not that long ago. And then seeing Jakari White also win a cast when I got to the Premier Center, like, oh, boy, this is, like, are you serious? And then, obviously, I think Dave told the story in his final appearance he had of us during the season that found out the injuries to each of his two first-team Summit League standouts. So great to hear that Jacksen is back healthy, because I know we got an email about it prior to him coming on the show. So glad that he was able to explain it. And now with a chance to maybe land on a roster. It'll be a challenge that he heads out to Vegas, and we'll give you the details on that in just a couple minutes. We're overdue for a break. We'll get caught up. We got a few emails to get to. We are wide open the final 35 minutes of the show. We're going to have some fun with it, too. Back on Hot Mic right after this.